Welcome to the Segmented Podcast, the show where we bring you 3 segments, each episode ranging from discussion to improv. How you doing, Tendo?
I'm doing all right today, Noah.
That's good. I'm also doing really well because, 1, this is a new season of the show, and I'm really pumped. We're switching up the format, and I'm just, man. We got a good show for you lined up. We're going to do some Segmented on the Street, and then we're going to do a brand new segment, a new improvised segment that should be really fun. And then we're going to do our blank ology segment, where we bring you different ologies.
That's right.
Segment 1, Segmented on the Street. Basically, Tendo and I went out on the street to interview people. We asked them a few different types of questions. Tendo, would you like to explain them what those are?
Right. We try to have 3 different types of question. One that is an opinion question, one that's an experience question, and one that is a creative/absurd question where we try to have our guest or our interviewees come up with something silly or something fun.
Yes. So, let's just start with the first question. What is your favorite cheese and why?
I'm a really big fan of like a good white sharp English cheddar, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's got that bitterness to it. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that in a cheese. It's a good quality to have. I also like that in a person, but mostly in a cheese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gouda cheese is like the best cheese. I don't even know what color it is or what it tastes like, but it's like the best cheese. You can put it in sandwiches. You can put it on chips. Dude, you can put it on lettuce.
You can put it on anything, whatever you want.
It's delicious.
It's from Trader Joe's, and it's called Unexpected Cheddar, and it has white cheddar with a hint of Parmesan.
My favorite type of cheese is Gouda.
Gouda?
Because it sounds like Buddha, and it just makes me feel peaceful inside. It's also really delicious, and it melts really well, and if you put it in mac and cheese, it's delicious.
I like Parmesan just because it's on a lot of pastas, and also is my favorite goldfish flavor too.
American, because it's just the most natural,
My favorite cheese is one of those stinky French cheese. I really like those. I just like the taste of it. Most people don't really like the smell and the taste of it, but for me, I just really like it.
I like farmer cheese.
Farmer cheese?
Yeah, because I can tell myself it's like eating something my cousin's made.
Okay.
But I don't like my cousin.
I'm a pepper jack guy. I like some spice in my cheese.
Classic.
I was actually just having some pepper jack right before we started. That's how I'm in such a peppery mood for the episode.
Peppery mood. Oh my gosh, that was stupid. Anyway, I also just had pepper jack cheese before this podcast, but that's because we have a really big block of pepper jack, and so we've been using it a lot, so it doesn't go bad. It's not my favorite cheese though. My favorite cheese is Parmesan cheese because it's delicious and it goes really well with pasta and other dishes.
Do you like it in crumb form? Or shred form?
I like shredded cheese. Like the crumbly stuff that you put on top of pizza is it's not great. I mean, I'll eat it and I'll put it on some spaghetti, but you gotta have the nice shredded,
Right? Yeah. No, I get it.
It's the thought that counts. Also, but the one thing I don't like about Parmesan is the fact that when you put it in the oven, it doesn't usually melt. It becomes crispy, which could be nice for some things. You're making a crispy chicken thing. But if you put it in the microwave, then it melts. So that's a cooking tip for you guys out there. If you're working with Parmesan, oven crisps, microwave melts.
Our second question is, have you ever pretended to like something that you didn't actually like?
Yeah, like a lot. You kind of have to do that all the time. Are you asking for specifics?
I'm sure there's a time where someone made something, maybe trying to please my mom with creamed corn. That was sort of cold.
I don't like chicken, actually. And every time my mother makes chicken, I pretend to like it so I don't make her mad.
I forgot what it's called, but I was doing this mystery food night, and I was on a missionary trip, and it was on an Indian reservation, and it was, I don't even remember the meat, but it was gross. And then when they told you what it was, I threw it up. I couldn't.
Yikes.
I was able to eat it, but then...
Yikes.
Gouda cheese.
Yeah?
Yeah, actually.
Can I say my ex-girlfriend? No, that's all.
My ex-wife. I don't have one of those.
Oh,
Not yet.
Multiple times I've said that I've liked music that I didn't like. I can't give any specific examples. However, like I know that there's definitely times where my friends were like, "Hey, isn't this awesome?" And I'm like, "Yes, it's so cool." And then later I'm like, "I regret everything."
Right, yeah. The responses we got from various people, a lot of them I asked were people that I had known for a while, and most of them answered an answer that they thought was very humorous, which you'll find out. But for me, it's more of things that I've pretended to not like. Not that I really liked those things, but there's lots of things where I've bandwagoned to hate it, I guess.
Yeah. That happens with me far more, especially with like movies and stuff, which is not good, and it's like a pretentious thing that I have. So that's an issue, but I honestly don't care. So like, hey, it's fine. Transformers objectively bad, but
Objectively bad.
you know. And the third and final question was, what are two animals that when mixed together would make the worst hybrid?
I think a slug with just about anything. Like I don't know. I'm thinking a cat slug, but there's way worse than that. But that would just be kind of gross because it's like something that you look at like you want to like snuggle with, but now it's all slimy and disgusting.
A slug and an ostrich.
Oh gosh, no, I don't want to imagine that. It's just slimy and slow and
Sticks its head in the sand and just drips slime everywhere.
ugh, gross.
Bald eagle and a hippopotamus. Because it can't do anything. Either it's a hippopotamus with a giant or a tiny head, or it's a bald eagle with a huge head.
Bazahound mixed with a chipmunk, because Bazahound is like as lazy as can be, and a chipmunk is like hyperactive.
Oh my gosh, that's a really good answer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shark and eagle. Because it's like, it can swim to kill you, or it can fly and kill you, and there's no escape.
A hybrid between a cockroach and a spider. Because cockroach can live like 2 weeks without its head.
Yeah. Those are just the two worst bugs.
I have to say the bird large mammal combo is pretty popular, and I'm gonna have to go with that. Finch and rhinoceros.
Oh yeah,
thing.
yikes.
I'm surprised no one talked about the fact that if you mix anything that is adapted to swim and something that's on land, you get a terrifying dying creature. Like if you were to try to combine a sponge and something like a rat or something like that, it's just sad.
I didn't even think of that. I didn't think of doing a sea creature with like an air creature or something, and then they just like what would they breathe through the water? Would they breathe the air? What is this? A fish? Anyway, my answer is a porcupine with like an eagle or something. Because that could just be deadly. It's just flying around and it has like spikes all up its wings and stuff. And it can dive bomb and poke things, you know?
Yeah, I could see that. It'd have to be like spined like on its wings. Because I don't know. Because with birds, they're so light. And with the porcupine, it's like they're just supposed to be really heavy and defensive. And like you don't mess with it. That'd be interesting.
What would be really funny is that if we could somehow engineer that, a porcupine eagle, they could be flying around, and then people would release their helium balloons, and then they'd fly into them and just pop them, and then like years later they come down, the birds, they come to the land, and then they're like, what are all these? Are these balloons? That's where all the helium balloons went, Johnny. That's where they go.
You know, that reminds me of a joke that a friend of mine used to always tell 3 or 4 years back, which is what happens when you cross a lion and a cobra.
I don't know.
Cut funding in a letter from the ethics committee. Because it's an anti-joke. And that's the answer to your question, Noah, of what if we genetically engineered it? The answer is no, you don't genetically engineer it.
I mean, I don't want to genetically engineer anything because I don't have the funds. Except you can fund us if you're going on patreon.com/segmentedfm.
Patreon.com, that's right. We're making horrible abominations here in our lab.
Yes, we are. That's what we have, a lab.
We'll sell them to you, and if you pay enough, we'll make them fight.
Yes, if you join the $1 million tier, $1 million a month, we will somehow genetically modify and engineer a cobra lion and a porcupine eagle.
And they're gonna fight to the death live
Yeah, they
on
are.
the podcast.
It's gonna be
Audio
awesome.
only.
Audio only, yes. It'll be sick. It'll be sick in like a really cool, like,
Very
oh man,
sick,
and also
yes,
sick
I
as in
agree.
just
That-
oh gosh, oh
Not a pretty sight, no.
no, it'll be awful. Segment 2, 2-minute improv story. Each of us are gonna have a timer for the other, and we're gonna go for 2 minutes, and we each have a list of 8 words. Every 15 seconds, the other person, their co-host, is going to give them a new word. They then have to take that word and tie it into the story. We've never tried it, so let's see how it goes.
Impossible. I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be like crazy difficult.
It's gonna be, I'm so excited to see
Let
where
me
it
set
goes.
up my timer.
Yes, I am also going to set up my timer. We both got our words randomly generated from this website called Text Fixer, which I will leave in the show notes for you to go check out, and you can generate 8 random words, and then you can go as long as you want. So if you want to do it for 2.5 minutes, just do 10 words. If you want to go for 3 minutes, do 12 words, and you can play this along at home or do it yourself, and it's a really fun game. Probably we haven't actually tried it yet.
We should really get one of these random generator websites to sponsor us.
Yes, do you know how awesome that would be?
Like
That'd be
seriously, as
awesome.
much as we use them, like I want to have a corollary podcast called Randomized, but I feel like a sponsorship would be just as good.
That would be great. I want to be. Do you know what we do, Tendo?
What?
We make that podcast randomize, and then take that and then sponsor ourselves. That's what we do. It's genius. It's a perfect idea, and there's nothing wrong with
Self-promotion,
it.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Well, then, are you going first? Am I giving you words first?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. You start me on a word, and as soon as you tell me the word, I'm going to try to think of a story, and then you're going to press the button. So if the word was chicken, you go chicken, and then that's when you press the button. Okay.
Okay. Ready? As soon as I
I'm
say
ready.
this word,
Yep.
you're going to have to start.
Got it.
Ready, set, harpoon.
Harpoon. So, Moby Dick is a classic story about a whale, and what we do with the whale is we take it and we harpoon him to kill him. But unfortunately, harpoons are not strong enough. But what is strong enough
Badge.
is a badge of honor that is given to the people who killed the whale first. And so, with the harpoon and their willpower, they were able to get this badge and call their friends and tell them all about their great award for killing this Moby Dick, this whale with the harpoon, and they have this badge and they're calling all their friends.
Light.
But they're also in the ocean, so they call their friends at the lighthouse, and tell them first and say, "Hey, we got the badge." And we killed the harpoon. No, we killed the whale with the harpoon, and we got this badge for it. And I'm calling you at the lighthouse.
Hooligan.
And they didn't call. Do you know who they didn't call, Tendo? They didn't call the hooligans, because the hooligans don't deserve to know that they got the badge, because the badge was for them, because they got they killed the
Diversion.
whale. Diversion. They killed the whale. Actually, I didn't tell you how they killed the whale. They killed it by making a diversion with by throwing a chicken into the water. Agenda. And then with that diversion, their agenda was to distract it and then kill him with the harpoon, and that's how they got the badge. And then they called their friends at the lighthouse and not the hooligans.
Envelope.
And then after they got this badge, they didn't just call their friends. They also took an envelope, wrote a letter, put it into the envelope, and sent it away to their parents and all their other friends that don't have phones for some reason.
Time.
That was excellent. I love this segment.
That was really fun. Wow.
That was really fun.
Or maybe you're just crazy good at it, and like
Maybe.
mine's gonna be just like garbage.
No, you're really good at improv. So if I'm good at it, you're gonna be even better. Okay.
We'll see.
Blimey. Okay. So, I have the 2-minute timer.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotta do my stretches.
Are you ready?
You bet.
Ready?
Yep.
set, soup.
All right, soup. I was making a really good soup the other day, and you know what? It had carrots, it had peas, and you know what? It had a little bit of hawk in it. I was making some hawk meat. I accidentally killed a hawk illegally. It's illegal to kill hawks in my area, but I was making a soup out of the hawk. And unfortunately, the hawk had a terrible, terrible disease that I didn't know was contagious. How was I supposed to know? I thought I had just killed it, but apparently the disease had taken over. So when I'm eating the soup, all of a sudden, I'm not feeling very well. So I guess the hawk made me sick with the disease.
Guideline.
That was contagious. What?
Guideline.
So I went to the doctor, and he's like, all right, you're going to die, but here's some guidelines on how you can live the rest of your life before you die from this terrible, terrible hawk disease. First of all, don't touch anybody else. They'll get the hawk disease, and they'll die
Chop.
too. And so the second one is, if you want to live longer, you got to chop off each of your limbs. So I started by chopping off my left leg. I don't need that left leg. I actually hop everywhere on my right leg. So I'm not interacting with anyone. I'm just hopping around on my right leg.
Fiery.
What?
Fiery.
Oh, and you know what? My stomach was feeling a little fiery because it completely just rips open your stomach lining. So I got rid of my stomach too. That increased my lifespan by about 30 seconds. And I was doing great. I was like, this is the best part of my life. I got like another day to live, and I just drop. I drop right into the ground. And as soon as I drop on the ground, my other leg falls off, and I realize, what?
Large.
And a large lump appears on my head. And it's not just like skin, like a pus lump. Like it's a hawk head comes out of my head, and it turns out it wasn't just a disease. It was actually an alien infection that went through the hawk into me, and this terrible alien hawk human hybrid comes out of my head and starts blathering gibberish. I think it was trying to communicate with me, but
It wasn't just hawk. It was also an alien, and they came out of my head, and it just started speaking gibberish. That was perfect. That was great. See, this segment is fun. I like this segment a lot.
That was really fun. Way more fun than 1 minute
60-second improv story.
Yeah, 60-second, yeah.
Because, like, you're constantly given more new material, so you just have to learn to work with it rather than make up your own on the spot.
Yeah, you don't have to come up with things. You just have to be good at using it. And because it's random, it's almost always going to be strange or crazy. Like, when I gave you agenda, I was like, how can you work with agenda?
Well, that's how you work with agenda. But like it's funny because I had the word soup and chop, but they were spread out, so you had to like completely change it.
Different. Yeah.
Completely different. So I went to the doctor and oh my gosh, that's fun. We're definitely doing that again.
Certainly.
Segment 3.
This is a fan favorite. It's a host I don't know if anyone likes this segment. I don't know.
I like the segment.
It's fun. No, I like it personally.
And you learn facts that don't matter.
Yes, this is one of our mini pseudo-informative segments called Blankology, where we introduce you to words that end in ology. They may not be studies of something, but they end in ology, hence the Blankology.
Yes, we get all of these from the Wikipedia page known as List of Words Ending in Ology.
That's literally what it's called.
We're not sponsored by Wikipedia, but we sure as heck act like it. So if you want to go check it out, the link will be in the show notes, and you can see them. There's a bunch of really cool ones, a lot of really interesting ones, and so we both have found 2 ologies that we want to share with you. Would you like to start with one, Tendo?
You bet. Okay. No, my first one is dippertology.
Ooh.
Now, I want you to try to guess.
Okay, I'm gonna guess. It's about the Big Dipper.
The Big Dipper. See, apparently it's the study of flies. But an order of flies is called Diptera.
Oh, okay. That actually
I
does make
also
sense
figured
then.
out because of this study, flies are not actually endangered. They're here to stay for a while. So unfortunately, we're going to have to live side by side by the order of Diptera and continue our study of dipterology.
Great. But why don't we just eradicate them? That sounds like it's fine, whatever. Okay. Okay, so my first one is pawnerology. Can you guess what that is?
What? Pawnerology? Like pawning stuff. Like, right?
No, it is not. So, that does make sense though. It's actually the study of evil. which I think is really interesting.
Oh.
But also, not just the study of evil, it has another form used, and it's actually a political thing. It means an interdisciplinary study of social issues, which I thought was really cool, because it's the study of evil and politics, which never, those don't intertwine at all. So,
No.
so I don't know. It's interesting, and in theology, it's the nature of evil and the origin of where it comes from, and the relation that it is to a divine ruling, such as like Greek gods and like religions and divine ruling. So
Right.
ponerology.
My next one is exomoonology.
Okay,
And
this one's obvious.
It's the
about
study of
it's the study-
exomoons.
Really? What's an exomoon?
I'm glad you asked, Noah. An exomoon is a natural satellite that orbits an exoplanet or other non-stellar extrasolar body. So basically, if there's something floating around that's like a planet, but it's not, it's outside of the solar system, so it's just kind of doing its own thing, that's like
Wait.
an exoplanet.
So what's the definition of a satellite then? Is it anything that's like...
Yeah, like something that's orbiting it, like a moon. So these
Oh,
are
okay.
an exomoon is the moon of an exoplanet, which is
Okay.
a non-stellar extrasolar planet.
Okay, yeah.
And I only picked this one because exomoon sounds like
awesome.
some great like sci-fi stuff. And
Yeah, it does.
there'd be an exomoonologist or something like that.
We need to make a really cheesy, stupid sci-fi film just so we can say, get in the, like some technobabble about, get in the exomonologist. We gotta get him on the board. Autonumerologist, get in here.
Autonumerologist, aw.
Rest in peace, Mike Wiley. If you want to know what autonumerology is, go to the episode 2 of our podcast, R.I.P. Mike Wiley. Link in the show notes. And my last ology is phromoology. Would you want to guess what that is?
Frodo.
No, it is not, but I wish. That probably exists. The study of Frodo Baggins.
Yes.
No, it is actually the study of cheese. It is the science of cheese. And I can't really... There's nothing else on the internet about it. I mean, there probably is, but I did not do that much digging. So, yeah. Oh, it's also known as cheeseology.
See,
and,
that makes more sense to me.
And chessology, which is both the study of cheese and the study of the game chess.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Chess. Well, I have an equally misleading one called hippology.
The study of either hippopotamuses or the hips.
You'd think it'd be hippos, but it's horses. Hippology is the study of horses.
That's stupid.
The
That's
first
bogus.
5 letters are literally hippo.
What the heck? They're not even the same. At least if it's called hippoology, it should be like the study of long words or something, because that's like hippo, etc. is this, and it's a very long word, which is the fear of long words. So I mean, like,
Right.
make it something completely divorced from animals. But the fact that they're doing it as a study of another animal is just like, that's just like a kick to the face. It's like, haha, it's called hippocampus. Wait, no, sorry. Hippology, and we're just gonna, it's about a different animal that aren't hippos. So yeah, no, jerks. They obviously don't know what they're talking about.
Obviously, we are the
obviously not.
authorities here.
We
on
are the authority.
All Wikipedia information. Never look on Wikipedia. My teacher told me that Wikipedia is only full of opinions and just gibberish that just trolls put on there. Never use Wikipedia.
But trust us to read Wikipedia
Yes, trust
to you.
us to interpret it for you.
Absolutely.
We are the info experts.
Yes. We are always 100% objectively right.
Objectively
never,
right all the time.
Never wrong about anything ever. Hey, welcome to season 2.
Welcome to season 2. We are no longer objectively good. We are objectively right.
About everything.
And that is the end of our show. We hope you did enjoy it. What did we learn today, Noah?
Well, we learned that hippoologists have no idea what they're talking about. What else did we learn, Tendo?
Well, we learned about how you should not combine animals that are nothing alike because you'll create abominations. That's I mean, just to us, that's an ethically bad idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can find us on Twitter at Nomich_ and at Tendo. You can email us at segmented.fm@gmail.com. That is segmented.fm@gmail.com. And you can support the podcast on Patreon at patreon.com/segmentedfm, where you can get an extra segment every episode, as well as listen to our recording sessions live.
Yes, one of our patrons is listening to it right now. So, patron, message in the thing. What do you want us to say to the very end of the podcast? Drumroll, please, everyone. Still typing. Oof. That is from Definitely Not Tendo's brother. Okay, so with that, we're going to give you a random word from the dictionary, which I have right here. And we're going to be giving you a random word that we challenge you to use sometime this week before our next episode comes out. Except next episode, we won't have a random word because we pre-recorded it with a guest. We didn't think of this idea until now. So, Tendo, here is the word. Hydric. Adjective. Characterized by, relating to, or requiring an abundance of moisture. Hydric. Try using it sometime this week.
Have you ever pretended to like something that you didn't actually like?
All the time. That's why we're friends.
Okay. All right.
Just kidding.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. I hate you, actually.